Yeah, we have our first car leaving right now. Actually, a lot of cars leaving. So majority of the grid then coming out, including Aaron, who actually isn't supposed to be here, which is awesome because he was way too dirty last week and lost his seat. So yeah, so hopefully he doesn't cause too many dramas like he did the other week. Mr. Skill then receiving a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Kraken on their outlaps then. So that's quite saucy to see then. Dan the Racer there in the Ferrari, swerving, heating up those soft Red Bull tyres there for the start of this one. But yeah, here comes Fiery then. He's going to be our first driver then to start a flying lap here at Spielberg, going into the first corner using a lot of the curb there, and now ascending up through the hill, approaching the hairpin then at 300 kilometers per hour, late braking into here, shifting down to second gear, and then quick shifting out of here, opening the DRS now as he now flies down into turn 3 or 4, I believe, where Albon and Hamilton came together in the real life F1 last year. Hopefully we don't see too many of those incidents today then. Here he goes though through the sweeping left hander, carrying some good momentum through there and riding up on the outside curb. Seems like a pretty good lap from the Williams driver at the moment, but this is where you can either lose everything or gain everything. We'll ride on board with Fiery Hour going into this last section, going into these last corners, and seems pretty smooth, but invalidates just on the exit there. Very unfortunate for himself. There we have an Alfa Romeo coming around of V. Robbie, the championship leader, last week's race winner, sets the provisional pole time of a 1 minute 3.5. Chill cannot beat that, nor can many others actually that follow. So Kraken as well can't beat us, as he's also on the mediums. So too with Miller Gaines, and V. Robbie set that time on the softs, so with quite a clear advantage then.
Yeah, V. Robbie, soft tires, clear advantage, but you've also got to watch it. This track is notorious for track limits and very dangerous curbs. So that's two things these drivers will be looking out for throughout the whole weekend. And we've seen it in real life F1, where these curbs, they destroy the cars so much that sensors for telemetry just completely stop working. So it's going to be difficult this weekend, I think, for these drivers to, one, keep it in the track or within the limits, and two, not destroy the car.
Most definitely, as Viop now goes pole, and it's actually beginning to rain a bit, so these two drivers here, B. Robbie and Viop, may have made a really good call here to start early on the softs with their laps then, because now the rain is beginning to fall, and this is really going to put a huge deficit on all those who want to set later times then in the session, because the rain is actually seems to be picking up at quite a dramatic rate, and you can see everyone now just storming their way into the pits, trying to get back to the pits as soon as possible, because they know that this is going to be their only chances to try and get a dry run then, and this is really going to tamper with Dino, who hasn't set an overly great lap time, currently sitting 10th there. So yeah, he might, the reigning champion might really start out of position then for this one, and this could throw some real drama into it. We can see there Fiery Hour leaving immediately on the soft compound. He knows that this rain is coming, and it's coming now.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Kraken has continued.
Yes, he has. You're right. And he's actually invalidated as well. So that's going to, so he's going to have to cool down now and bring it back to the pits. And this is going to put a huge deficit on his qualifying then as well. But, because of obviously the time left in, not the time left in the session, but the rate that this rain is coming down. It's really going to tamper with this performance that he's able to put in on a quickly on a quickly worse and worse conditioning track then, shall I say. Dreamliner comes into the pits there. He's currently sitting third with his teammate first then, so both the Red Bulls currently in pretty good positions here. Viop now leaving the pits on his set of soft compound, and the rain actually seems to be staying at quite a steady rate at this point, but we'll see later on in the session if it begins to pour down more and what will happen with that, and also if the race is affected by rain. Then obviously last season's Austria we saw V Robbie. This is actually this is where V Robbie made his debut in GMRL, if you remember, back to last season. For season 1, this is where he made his debut. He got pole on his debut and then jumped the start, unfortunately.
There was a racing point spun around up near turn 3, the hairpin, so that could really affect V Robbie's time as he had to go through that section of the track.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe having to back off a bit just to make sure not to collide with the racing point driver there. V Robbie though on an absolute charge here, the championship leader, putting in quite a championship leader drive though. No, it's not. He's going to pull off. He's abandoned that lap then, so obviously he's not too pleased with it then, and is going to pull in.
Yeah, so he probably stayed out there or went on the outlap on the softs because he felt the track was still dry enough. Well, now the rain is really starting to come down. It's starting to come down in force. So these drivers might want to start thinking about, should I come in and get the intermediates on? Is it still dry enough for the slick tires? You know, those little thoughts in your head that go through can really make the difference between back of the grid and pole position.
Most definitely. Talking about pole position, here is Fiery Hour then, started from third last week. There has only achieved 1 pole position in his career. Dan has now retired. I think that's it's an in-pit retirement there, so he's seen possibly the rain is too much then, and so has Dino there.
The reigning champion has retired, which is something we don't really see. Way out of position. I don't know why you would retire this early. And Milligane's now retiring, so a lot of people really are not happy. And now Aaron, now Viop, all these drivers are retiring, so I don't know if it's because they think they can't go any higher, or whether they can just don't want to deal with the rain, but now the retirements are starting to come in force.
Most definitely. With only 8 minutes to go, we only have very few drivers left, and it is understandable why they are retiring, because this is really a point in the session where it just seems so difficult, shall we say, to race in these conditions. Then obviously with the soft compound, dry compounded tires, and in these conditions you're not going to be able to get a good lap out there, so it is understandable why we're seeing so many drivers just give up now. Fiery as well adds to the retirements there, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this entire grid retire from the session then, but Damot Glow now retiring. Now it's all coming in. Mr. Skill retires as well. More drivers just dropping out then from the session, not pleased with those lap times quite clearly. I'm sorry for the messages in chat, I won't be able to read that currently for that, but Yeah, only 4 drivers left in the session currently then, and yeah, I'll just wait and see if these last guys do eventually retire or what happens.
Yeah, dry conditions is definitely gonna help these drivers out, but if you're in the wet and you only have a short qualifying session, I understand why these guys are retiring. They probably don't want to deal with the weather. And I would actually be really surprised if one of these drivers fits the intermediates and goes out and tries to, you know, take advantage of the current pole sitter and push their car that little bit further to get pole. That would really be surprised.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my mic wouldn't turn back on there, but yeah, 5.5 minutes left in the session, and I'm sure we won't be getting any more drivers to set times, and this qualifying really ended within like 2 minutes of it starting then it seemed, and now the rest of the drivers are just beginning to you know, see the facts and just retire. There's no point. Maybe a few drivers hoping, praying the track would eventually dry out, but yeah, it doesn't look like that will be happening anytime soon. Otherwise, I don't think we would have seen all the drivers retire then. But yeah, 2 drivers left in the session now of Scott and V Robbie, so we'll just see if those guys do eventually retire then.
I would actually be surprised if V Robbie decides he's gonna go the long game, put on a center inters, and take advantage of the current pole sitter being retired and push his Alfa Romeo to that next level and get pole. It'll be much easier for him, and he won't have to worry about, you know, anyone else trying to fight back for it.
Yeah, true. Buy-up goes pole. Oh, okay, that was just a little another message because I went into race director. I just want to check the times and stuff here, see how quick all our drivers were going then. But yeah, not much to commentate on, shall we say, at the moment. There it is, DRS has been disabled, so that's the final nail in the coffin to seal it all off, to see through that there is no, you know, there won't be any more laps going ahead. And I'm sorry, again, I say again, I can't read the messages on the stream today, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm sorry to whoever's messaging in the stream then, but yeah, pole is Viup then with a 1 minute 3.1. V Robbie is second, 0.4 off with a 1 minute 3.5. Dreamliner, Viup's teammates, so quite a good position for Red Bull to be starting in here today. Last race in Bahrain, they started second and third. Today they're starting first and third, so very good for the Red Bull outfit. Fiery Hour starting from fourth, one position down from where he started last weekend in Bahrain, and then the racer rounds out your top 5 for the Austrian Grand Prix qualifying grid then. So yeah, we'll get ready to race then here, and it is gonna be action-packed and a lot of fun, to say the least. Joined once more by my lovely co-commentator Ethan, and yeah, we're ready to get this one underway for Tier 1 of Season 2 in Round 2 of GMRL.
Yeah, so just reading the comments on the stream, Kraken is asking to restart the lobby after qualifying.
Right. I wonder why that is. Is that due to the rain or?
He's saying it's because we got a 5-second penalty for no reason whatsoever.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, we can't really restart it when we're about to start the race. I'm really sorry about that. Though Kraken, I wasn't aware that about that, and I just didn't have the stream up for internet purposes, and then the stream wouldn't drop out, so I am very apologetic for that. But yeah, Viap starts from pole in the Red Bull Super Lap from him on Saturday to put the car up there, his first ever pole position in GMRL, and he is the runner-up currently in GMRL. So against this man, V Robbie, starting from second. So last race he started from first, Viap started second. This time Viap starting first, V Robbie's starting second. So very interesting to see Dreamliner starting from third for the second race in a row this season. Then Fiery Hour starts from fourth. He'll be looking to try and move his way up into podium positions after a slightly disappointing race for the Williams man last weekend. Then Dan the Racer starts from fifth, rounding out the top five. There's Miller Gaines in his first race of season 2, but not his first race, and GMRL currently has one win to his name, then which came last season in season 1. There is your predicted stop strategies for today's race. Scott in his first ever GMRL appearance then starts from 7th. Chill, the second AlphaTauri driver, 2 positions off his teammate. Then Miller Gaines and starts from 8th. Greesport starts from 9th. 10th, the reigning champion is Dino, then a very poor position from him. Kraken is 11th after those penalties were applied. Then Damlock Glow in the Renault starting from 12th. Decent performance from him, but obviously another one of the drivers to struggle on Saturday from the early rain period. Couldn't get a solid lap off. Aaron, who isn't even supposed to be here, starts from 13th and 14th, and just setting up the grid then is Mr. Skill in last place, and just getting into formation and locked in to start this race. Then we go to 5 red lights. Who is going to be the championship leader coming out of today? We're about to find out then. It's lights out and away we go. Viap off to a good start, then will lead into turn 1 there. A bit of drama in the back. 2 AlphaTauris coming together almost there. That's Miller Gaines who has gone spinning then, and also Chill. Many drivers going into the wall there. Dino, Aaron and Miller Gaines. Dino is rage quit in just like a split second there, and that is a virtual safety car. Then absolutely wild start to this Grand Prix then, and Aaron causing just as much drama as he did the previous week when he's not even supposed to be here then. So that's great to see then. As yeah, Viap, no, sorry, not Viap, Greesport getting a penalty right off the back then for collision with Dan the Racer here. So yeah, a lot of drama then kicking off here as we now go racing once more. Then Dan the Racer has passed Fiery Hour already, who's not gotten off to a great restart then clearly, but yeah, it's Viap who still leads them then as we go on to lap 2 here. V Robbie though hot on his gearbox as we descend into turn 1 then. 4/10 separating the 2 drivers. Obviously no DRS enabled. V Robbie will have to wait another lap for that, as many drivers come in for coming to pit, and Miller Gaines has retired. Yes, you are correct. So a dreadful start to his race, and an unfortunate way to end it then as well. A lot of drivers' races really getting just flipped on their heads from turn 1 then, and yeah, that is really poor to see, and poor driving once more from Aaron to cause a lot of those collisions there. But yeah, Dreamliner then in
sorry to
third
interrupt
here.
you. Dan is now trying to defend from Mr. Skill for P7 as they come down through that technical section there towards the end of the lap. So definitely not making his life easy on Mr. Skill. And Dan in the Ferrari just pushing. As now there's a fight for, I believe, third or fourth with the Williams and the Red Bull. I believe it was.
Yes, I believe you're correct, but Fiery Hour dropping back places out of nowhere there. I'm not sure how that happened, as there's yellow flags through Sector 3 for a racing point. That's of Greaseport, who has dropped back. No, sorry, it was Greaseport who dropped back, not Fiery Hour, as he's picked up damage
there. The outside of
Indeed, he
Greaseport.
does on Mr. Skill, then going to try and hold it round the outside, using a bit of overtake there with obviously that ERS power assisting him as we go down this straight. Tries to hold it around the outside, then brake discs are on fire. Then it's almost side by side between them going into the left-hander, but nothing doing there for Fiery Hour. Has to sit behind for the time being. Their Damlock Glow now catching up to the back of him. Here he's really lost a lot of momentum here, and that's not a great start for the Williams at all, from fourth and possibly now down to eighth. Yes, it is eighth for Fiery Hour as he now pulls into the pits. Picked up a bit of damage there, so that's really unfortunate for him. Then V Robbie with DRS this time round though. Will he be able to challenge Viup, who used a bit of ERS that time round, but they're both on pretty similar percentages. The two championship rivals then dueling here in Spielberg, as here goes V Robbie, second bite of the cherry, but this time isn't as close as he was before, so nothing doing there. Mr. Skill might have another bite of the cherry, however, with Dan here. Dan with a substantial advantage of ERS currently to play with compared to Mr. Skill, and that will assist him going down that straight massively. Then Greaseport into the pits then for a new set of tyres, and I believe a front wing as well. Dino's AI will jump him then, but I'm sure Greaseport will catch him in quick succession.
Yeah, Greaseport has now come in front of Dino as he exited the pit lane.
Indeed he has. Yes, you are correct. My bad. But yeah, V Robbie catching up once more to Viup. It's a lot closer this time round, and this may be the move for the lead of the race. Then we'll have to wait and see. Viup with a bit less ERS in the tank, but still quite an amount to play with then as we go down the main straight once more here. V Robbie in the slipstream of the Red Bull driver here. Chill getting out of the way nicely.
V Robbie was too far back that time around. He got a little bit of snap from the rear coming out of the hairpin, which then set him up to what just happened, where he couldn't make the move on Viup. So he is gaining at a drastic pace too, and anytime soon, if he can get that one lap with no errors, he will be able to overtake the Red Bull.
Most definitely, but he's dropped back a bit on this lap. Viup's done a good job to stretch out that lead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but a Red Bull has spun coming out of the last corner.
Indeed he has. That's going to pay huge dividends for Red Bull. Then Miller Gaines has now left after his early retirement. But yes, Dreamliner with a spin then coming out the last corner. We saw the similar thing with Greaseport just a few laps earlier. And Dreamliner has also picked up damage, so that's going to cost Red Bull big then in front of their home race.
Sorry to interrupt you, but coming back to that lead fight, V Robbie is a lot closer now than he was last lap, so it's not going Red Bull's way this race.
No, definitely not. However, they have one driver leading and one driver who's just dropped back so many places and may drop back more if he needs to come in for that pit stop if the wing damage is too much. Mr. Skill catching up to Dan then as well for fourth place. V Robbie right on the gearbox here, only half a second separating them on this lap. V Robbie with a huge snap of oversteer at the last corner there.
And
good job with
saving
that.
Greaseport and Aaron are now going at it.
Indeed they are. Let's see if Aaron takes out another driver this season. No, at the moment it's a clean move from the Ferrari.
There was contact there coming towards the apex, but he was getting squeezed virtually onto the grass by Grace Spot. He just wasn't having one bit of it, just turned in to him. No damage, I don't think, for the Ferrari driver, but just shows he will do anything in order to stay where he is.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very close with future Dreamliner and also Kraken. Dreamliner just coming out of the pits on those new medium tyres. Maybe at a bit of a disadvantage with cold tyres. And will Kraken try and optimize that and go for a dive? No, he does not. Stays behind. V Robbie losing a bit of ground to Buy-Up then. Who is now coming up to lap the disconnected Dino here. And he'll actually get DRS off Dino. So that's very lucky for Vi-Up then, because that's gonna definitely help him to just stretch out this lead just a bit more to the Hungarian then of V Robbie here. 3/10 separates Aaron and Greaseport. He's right up behind him once more here. Dreamliner as well has now fallen into the clutches of Kraken, however. Kraken coming into the pits then, actually, for he's not got any wing damage, so I guess just a fresh set of tyres, even though that hard stint that he's had really isn't too lengthy then. But yeah, switching back to the battle for the lead then. B Robbie right up behind Buy-Up once more. Only 3/10 as we go into the penultimate and last corners. Then, huge snap of oversteer once more for B Robbie here. A bit of commentator's curse every time as we go through that last corner, but this time he is so much closer here, and he's gonna use the track limits to his advantage. Then going down this straight here, heading up to the hairpin. Will Kraken be able to get out of the way for these two, the two leaders? Then he may actually assist Vi-Up. Yes, he has. B Robbie is now left, so that's gonna let
commentator's
Vi-Up
kicked in.
pull away massively. I'll just have to re-invite him then, but yeah, that's
sorry
gonna.
Sorry to interrupt, but Aaron has gone off in sector 2. So just
yes, he has.
Just getting worse, I believe. Now coming up to Kraken. Kraken will overtake him, I believe. Unless he pulls one of the tricks. And yes, he has. He has. I think he did hit Kraken then.
Yeah, he did. Gave him a bit of a tap there. V Robbie is now back and has a big gap to now chase down. 4 seconds here. The championship leader dropping back massively after that. After the disconnect then, but Mr. Skill catching up once more to Dan here, and V Robbie leaves once more, so this is really not going in his favour, this one at all then. Really unfortunate to see, and may drop back.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Aaron has just spun again up near turn 3, and he's hit V Robbie as he's come back onto the track.
Wow. Nothing else to say, is there? Just wow.
He hits V Robbie coming back on the track and almost takes out the race leader coming back on during the spin, actually. So just shows it's just not meant to be for him.
No, definitely not. That's Damoklo coming very close with V Robbie. Then that was really close to contact. But yeah, just what is Aaron doing? Honestly, it's so bizarre to me how this guy.
Yeah, don't know why.
Strange,
don't know why he's doing what he is doing. Bit of an idiotic driver.
This could be Robbie. Looking to see then this, and yeah, he'll definitely does actually hop back into that cockpit.